Daily Words of God. In God's current stage of work in these, the last days, He no longer just bestows grace and blessings on man like He did before, nor does He coax man to move forward. During this stage of work, what has man seen from all the aspects of God's work that he has experienced? Man has seen God's love and God's judgment and chastisement. During this period of time, God provides for, supports, enlightens, and guides man, so that man gradually comes to know His intentions, to know the words He speaks and the truth He bestows on man. When man is weak, when he is dispirited, when he has nowhere to turn, God will use His words to comfort, advise, and encourage man, so that man's small stature can gradually grow in strength, rise up in positivity, and become willing to cooperate with God. But when man disobeys God or resists Him, or when man reveals his corruption, God will show no mercy in chastening and disciplining man. However, God will show tolerance and patience for man's foolishness, ignorance, weakness, and immaturity. In this way, through all the work God does for man, man gradually matures, grows up, and comes to know God's intentions, comes to know certain truths, to know what things are positive and what are negative, to know what evil and darkness are. God does not take a single approach of always chastening and disciplining man, but nor does He always show tolerance and patience. Rather, He provides for each person in different ways at their different stages, and according to their different statures and caliber. He does many things for man, and at great cost. Man perceives nothing of these things or of the cost. Yet in practice, all that He does is truly carried out on every single person. God's love is practical. Through the grace of God, man avoids one disaster after another, and all the while God shows tolerance time and again for man's weaknesses. The judgment and chastisement of God allow people to gradually come to know mankind's corruption and satanic essence. That which God provides, His enlightenment of man and His guidance, all allow mankind to know more and more the essence of truth, and to increasingly know what people need, what road they should take, what they live for, the value and meaning of their lives, and how to walk the road ahead. All these things that God does are inseparable from His one original purpose. What then is this purpose? Why does God use these methods to carry out His work on man? What result does He want to achieve? In other words, what does He want to see in man? What does He want to obtain from man? What God wants to see is that man's heart can be revived. These methods that He uses to work on man are a continual effort to awaken the heart of man, to awaken man's spirit, to enable man to understand from where he came, who is guiding, supporting, and providing for him, and who has allowed man to live until the present day. They are a means to enable man to understand who is the Creator, whom he should worship, what kind of road he should walk, and in what way man should come before God. They are a means to gradually revive the heart of man, so that man knows God's heart, understands God's heart, and comprehends the great care and thought behind His work to save man. When man's heart is revived, man no longer wishes to live with a degenerate, corrupt disposition, but wishes instead to pursue the truth in order to satisfy God. When man's heart has been awakened, man is then able to tear himself fully away from Satan. No longer will he be harmed by Satan, no longer controlled or fooled by it. Instead, man can proactively cooperate in God's work and His words to satisfy the heart of God, thus attaining fear of God and shunning evil. This is the original purpose of God's work.